Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Today is pull day. If you have come over from the full day of eating that I posted earlier on this week, then thank you for coming over and watching. If not, then welcome to a new video. Like I said, today's pull day. There's quite a few new bits in the gym. This session for me has been one of those where things have been a little different and some changes have been made, to be honest, a little bit too frequently, but I'll talk about that later on in the video and why that sometimes makes sense. But this session for me last time was hit at the other Planet Fitness. I'm back at like the usual, the home Planet Fitness for me. If I can do my sessions here, I would rather do my sessions here. There was a bit of kind of distraction here with people just speaking a little bit too much, and I'm trying to just kind of get back into like, this is my time. Like I'm here to train and I'm not here to, just chat about general chit chat, which sounds a bit rude, but I'm not being rude. I need to be training at a certain level. And for that to happen, I need to be focused. So I'm kind of just keeping myself to myself again in this gym. And also the gym's just got some new kit. So there's some new bits here. There's some bits that I've been waiting for. As people that know kit know, it takes time. Stuff doesn't necessarily just arrive as soon as you order it. So, the owners bought loads of new kit recently. There's some bits here that we've been waiting for. They're now in, so I can do my sessions here and hopefully they'll be productive. So you'll see those bits. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I'll do a little bit more warming up and we'll get started with the session. Set one wrapped up of the session. So this is a movement I've done a handful of times. Second time running it with this kind of setup. So I've kind of changed it a little bit. Now it's a little bit more vertical. So a little bit different to kind of like a standard lat pull down or a single arm lat pull down, you're set up on a cable. But it feels good going kind of a little bit more vertical. And yeah, it just feels like it's a little bit easier to replicate. So the last time I did this on YouTube I was like slightly off the pad. Whereas this session, I'm chest on pad. Like I said, a little bit easier to replicate the position week to week. Feels honestly pretty damn good, like firing through the entire lat, which is great. And yeah, it just feels nice. So I'm gonna run this again now. I got, I believe, 9 reps. So 75 kilos for 9 reps. I'm gonna drop off like maybe 10, 15 kilos and again, fall within that 8 to 12. I've mentioned this before. For me, with my back work, I like to not really go too far away from like the higher or too far away from like that middle rep range. I'll work lower rep, middle, but then anything kind of 12 plus, I tend to see things drop off a little bit in terms of quality. So yeah, it might be different for you, but if you do have a weaker area, then maybe look at when you do work in those higher reps, do you almost sacrifice your execution to keep the reps going, which I can be honest with myself, like I definitely do. So yeah, I'll probably take 60-ish kilos now and see what I got there. Last time I did it here, I did 65 and I got some decently high reps. So I'll actually take 65 again today and just make sure the quality is perfect. So yeah, let's throw the logbook, but let's get into it. Exercise number 2. It's a new movement for me, so I'm gonna see how it goes, see how it feels. I felt it yesterday, train push, just to see how it was, and it felt pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna go non-chest supported for this one, just because I don't have a hinge in my pull day anymore. So ideally, I want to get maybe a little bit out of it by doing it this way. But having the back support or like hip support, hopefully it should be all right with my hips and I shouldn't pick up any niggles or anything. So we'll give it a try. Oh, fucking hell, that hurt. Jesus Christ. So, like, whenever I do a new movement, I do quite a few warm-ups, trying to find positioning, feel, all that stuff. So I've done quite a few. I think I'm gonna work at 2.5 plates, see how I get on with that. Maybe I'll run 2.5 plates and be like, yep, easy. Maybe I won't, but we'll see. So yeah, first working set, see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah, it doesn't feel as, it's not easy, put it that way. .5 plates felt all right, 10 reps. I'm probably gonna run in with that again now for this second set. And then obviously next session, I know I can probably go 2 and a 15 for the first set, depending on what I get for this one as well. So yeah, I'm tempted to maybe give like the pronated overhand grip a run as well, see how that feels. It didn't feel great when I tested it initially, but it might feel better. So maybe I'll run that for this set. You'll see when I actually do it. Okay, next up is a movement that I don't actually love doing. It's a case of needs more than really want. And sometimes, like when it comes to exercise selection, you have to pick movements that maybe just are needed for your physique as opposed to just what you actually want to be doing. So it's not always the most fun, but that's where you got to kind of understand your level within physique development and how serious you actually want to take it. So for me, even though it's not the most fun, in terms of what I need for my physique on stage, this is a movement that's going to benefit me. So single arm cable row, like I said, is not hugely fun. But yeah, we'll do 2 sets here and then we'll see what we're going to do, to be honest, because like I said, this session has had some changes around. And as I said, maybe at the start of the video, I'll touch on, like, it's not the most advantageous thing to continuously change sessions. However, for me right now, the gym has got new kit and quite a bit new kit. So there's been kind of like testing the waters. I've also changed and decided which gym I want to be training out of, which also comes into play. But the main takeaway is like the session structure has remained consistent. It's just exercise selection has been a little bit different. But once it's locked in, I'll keep it there for, 6, 12 months even. So yeah, it's just about finding where I need to be right now. And hopefully this session now that you'll see me again in, 6 to 12 weeks time with numbers progressed massively across the board. So yeah, we'll see. But right now we'll get into the single arm cable. Wow. Up next is the low rope. This is probably one of the best movements you can do, in my opinion, for like that upper back trap area. I need a lot more trap. If I try and hit a crab most muscular, it's awful. So yeah, we're gonna do a couple sets on here. The only issue with this one is the fact that it's a hammer strength piece, which they're all known for just being so hard in the short. So at this point in the session, like it's not easy to get short, but it just means you have to be smart with load selection, pause and stretch, that kind of thing. So you can still make it work. The other thing is it's a baller to get into as well. So you'll probably see now it's difficult to get into, but it is a good movement. So those kind of negatives are outweighed by the positives. So yeah, 2 sets on here. Really think about like almost shrugging up on it. So if it looks like I'm doing that, that's purposefully. So yeah, 3 plates. I've done more in the past, but I'm really conscious of wanting to make it move how I want it to move, as opposed to just throwing weight and making it move. Does that make sense? So yeah, let's do it. Next movement is the Hanata, well, almost like would you call it like a rotary pull down or something like that? Maybe, I don't know. I've actually never really used it, but I don't want to do just a standard lat pull down. And this feels honestly pretty good with a couple of warm ups. So yeah, we'll run this for a few weeks, see how it is. If it's shit, we'll fucking get rid of it. If it's good, we'll keep it in. But yeah, 2 sets. See how we get on. Oh. Wow. Onto rear delts. So using this is relatively new as well. I don't know if I've showed this before, but the flex reverse pec deck feels pretty damn good, but I have to use these cups because I'm a pussy and I don't hold the handle. I should rest against my wrist, but it fucking kills. So yeah, cups on for this. 3 sets, get bigger rear delts. Volume. They can take a lot, like delts in general. So 3 sets always does the trick. Right. Oh, yeah. Right, 3 sets of a pre-chop. So I'm running this one dual arm at the minute. This feels pretty good, to be honest with you, both dual or single arm. I'm usually the kind of guy, and I think I've said it on the channel before, that prefers doing a pre-chop single arm. But this one actually feels all right, both. So it gives me the opportunity to essentially have 2 separate movements with one machine. So I just run it single arm and then double arm. So 2 separate movements. But today it's dual arm. I'll then move on to a D-handle curl. So a little bit more length and bias work. But yeah, 3 sets here, 3 sets there. So feels pretty good. I flick between like 4 and 6 sets of biceps in this session. And at the minute, 6. And right now my arms feel pretty good. So I kind of want to do the extra set. So yeah, let's get into set 3. Okay, that's a wrap. Session done. Decent session, especially considering it's kind of I say first, it's almost like a few different bits in there to get to grooves with and get and find my feet. But it was a good session nonetheless. Like back feels like it's been hit well across kind of everywhere I want to be hitting. Arms feel pumped to shit right now, which is cool. So yeah, I'm going to get into the posing room, do a couple of rounds of posing, and then head home and get the post-workout meal in. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the session. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and catch you in the next one.